Good afternoon. I am Douglas McMannis. I am the lead developer of the Special Projects Group at Eviscerati Communications LLC. And today I have been asked to talk to you about our latest project, which we call the pBook. Right now there is a very rich ecosphere in the e-reader world. I mean, this is my cell phone. And it's not just one e-reader. It has many e-readers on it. I have the Kindle app. I have the Kobo app. I have the Barnes & Noble Nook app. I have the Google Play Store app. And those are just the readers that are connected to stores. This is the Kindle app. And you can see that it has some of the titles that Eviscerati Communications publishes. And this one right here is a serial called Curveball that's written by a guy named Chris Wright. It's about superheroes or something, I don't know. It's a book on your phone. It's got text. You turn pages with gestures, and it keeps track of where you are with the fancy bookmarking technology. There are some people that don't like the form factor of this. People start to feel restricted by the screen, and they complain that the text is too small. There are other alternatives. There are full-size tablets. So it gives you a much larger screen, and this is the Kobo reader. This is one of the other books that we sell. It's called pBook. It's set in space. It's about a bug. I don't know. I haven't read it. These things are fragile. These things break. And when they break, everything that's on them goes away. The other problem is that they're not just susceptible to falls, they're susceptible to water. You do not want to submerge any of these things. And finally, you've got to deal with battery life. The key to the pBook, our successor to the eBook, is a technology called passive access persistent encoding and retrieval. This technology takes the display and the storage and it merges it into a single medium. When information is encoded on this medium, it's immediately accessible and viewable. When we say persistent encoding and retrieval, we mean the e-reader will last as long as the material that is used for the encoding lasts. And we're not talking weeks or months. We're talking actual centuries. You don't ever have to recharge this thing. Our approach tends to have more in common with e-ink than with the active displays, which means that you can't read it at night without having an external light source. And it also means that it is very comfortable to read in broad daylight. What you are looking at is a prototype of an e-reader, of a pBook for pBook. I showed you the eBook for that earlier. And you can see it is roughly tablet-sized. It's a little smaller than tablet-sized. At the moment, all of our prototypes are this size. We're working on reducing the size, and some of our engineers think that we can actually reduce the size to roughly like that. Look at that image. Okay, look at the resolution on that image and the color depth on that image. That is not something that you can get on your standard, even your high-quality viewing screen. And it displays on the back as well. The pBook is a lot bigger than your standard e-reader, and it is a lot heavier, and it's even bigger and heavier than you think. This is just one. This is one story. This is just pBook. There is no library here, and it's a limitation of our current encoding methods. We are working on data encoding that will allow us to put multiple stories into a single pBook. That is our project anthology. It's not ready yet. Other than that, it mimics the experience of current eBooks almost to the letter. It uses the pages metaphor that eBooks use. It uses gestures to advance the story or to go back in the story. It promotes a user experience that, while not exactly the same, is close enough to e-readers today that anyone who has ever used an e-reader is going to be able to pick one of these things up and use it without any difficulty whatsoever. It has a number of advantages that no e-reader on the market today has. This specific book has been dropped off of a 4-story building multiple times. 4 stories. And the data inside is uncorrupted. This does a lot better in water. If you submerge it, take it out, dry it off, the chassis warps. There's a little bit of a contrast problem with the display, but the data is still there. The pBook is still usable. This is something that you could use in the bathtub, you could use in the pool, you could take to the beach. It's what's coming down the road. It's the next big thing. It is the standard by which e-readers will be judged in about 2 or 3 years. I'm convinced of that.